Municipal growth is critical for all localities these days, and owning land and having the potential to develop it is critical. We know that. What I don't like about what's occurred with this land deal is it was done behind the scenes. It was done by 2 council members, and it was done without the full foresight and knowledge of all 5 council members. This deal was done with very little public input, and this deal was done not acknowledging many questions that I have this evening. Why was the public not informed that there was going to be a $13.7 million total project build-out on this project? I have not seen any discussion that has talked about the impact on our tax base within the next 10 to 20 years while we quote-unquote sit on this property. What's going to happen to our tax base if it takes that long? What's going to happen to our tax base if we don't move that property? Because this council has not been about economic development, folks. Nothing's getting done, no initiatives. The things that have occurred lately have been because the council that sat prior to this council got things moving. I think one of the fundamental questions is where in this agreement for this property were the normal contingencies that you would typically see by an elected body spending taxpayer money? Were there soil borings? Are we going to wait for those results? Are we going to talk to the railroad? Are we going to look into all the aspects that will make this a successful purchase? No, we rushed. We rushed to get this thing through. If we had put these contingencies in place, it would have saved the taxpayers $13,000 a month, $150,000 a year, which ends up being $500 a day. And that's why we do nothing with it. I have a problem with that. And this is not being visibly conservative and is not being businesslike and prudent in hard economic times.
Let Mr. Second.
Again, people get emotional. I bought this land, I signed on to it, and it's kind of funny because some people are angry because I did it. The people I bought it from actually aren't supporting me in this election, they're supporting my opponent. And when we bought this land, I always try to look at worst case scenarios when I'm spending people's money, the taxpayers' money. So I signed on to this land. First of all, I worked to get it down, the price down. And we did get it down from what was wanted. Also worked to make sure that it was done properly and vented to the community. That's why I asked the table for 2 weeks, so it wouldn't have been rushed through like the Wayne Theater $300,000 for the roof that isn't there. So I bought this worst case scenario. You know, we caught a lot of heat because we didn't have an economic development director for a year. We caught it every day. So we get an economic development director, and he wants something to sell. No use having an economic developer if we don't have anything to sell. So staff and economic development come and try to sell this deal. Well, it was a hard sell for me, but I bought on this for this reason. Worst case scenario, the land doesn't sell. I know this for a fact. The United States spends $5 billion a day. That's $5,000 million a day that it does not have. It does it every day of the week. I know for a fact that inflation is skyrocketing. Hot dogs are going up every day. Everything that you do is going up every day. And I can assure you in 15 years, that land is going to be worth a whole lot more than what we paid for it. And we're not throwing money down the drain, putting it on a roof, or putting it in something that we won't get back. Land is an investment. That is the last interstate piece of property that has an exit. And I think in the long run we made a good deal. If I was doing a business deal, I would do the same thing for myself. So I think it was a good deal for the taxpayers. And now, good case, if our economic development director, who is out there supposedly working hard, makes a sale and we land a company, then we've hit a home run. So it was a good deal. We're not losing money. It's making money. As Ms. Ferguson said, it's an investment. And land is an investment.